Hello students, welcome to our channel Learning Notebook. In today's video, we are going to do complete chapter of animal habitat and adaptation. So let's start. So let's see what all topics we will cover today in this video. First, we will understand what is habitat. Then we will learn types of habitat, that is deserts, forests, grassland, mountains, polar regions, ocean and fresh water. After that, we will learn adaptations and types of adaptations like adaptation in body covering, adaptation in breathing organ, adaptation in way of movement, adaptation in their eating habit. And students, in the end, I will also give you a worksheet for your practice. So let's start and first learn what is habitat. An area where a particular animal naturally lives is called habitat. And a habitat provides animal with air, water, food and shelter. Let's understand habitat with the help of few examples. A polar bear lives naturally in ice-cold regions. So, ice-cold region is a habitat of polar bear. Fish lives in water. So, a water body is the habitat of a fish. The home of the animal is found within its habitat. For example, lion's habitat is forest and its home is den, which is in the forest. So, the home of the animal is found within its habitat. There are different types of habitat on Earth. They are forest, desert, polar regions, ocean, freshwater, which includes ponds, rivers and lakes, and then grassland. Let's understand them one by one. First type of habitat is forest. A forest is a region which is covered with plants and trees. And a forest acts as the habitat to variety of animals. For example, lions, tigers, gorillas, pythons, bears, bats, all of them live in forest. And many forest animals live on trees as well, like monkey, birds, langurs. Also, several types of insects and rodents also live in a forest. For example, ants, termites, earthworms and rats. They also live in a forest. Students, we would like to tell you that we have made videos on every chapter of Class 4, Class 5 and Class 6 Science. We also have interesting worksheets and quizzes on each chapter. So I would suggest you to check out our channel Learning Notebook. Now next move to next type of habitat, desert. Students, as you can see here, a desert is a dry land and it receives very less or no rainfall. It is usually very hot during day and cold during night. Water is very hard to find in desert. Therefore, only those animals which can survive using less water are found in desert, like camel and snakes. They are found in desert because they can survive on very less water. And many animals found in desert are nocturnal. That is, they come out only at night when it is cooler. And they spend rest of their time underground. Now next type of habitat is polar region and high mountains. High mountains and polar regions. Polar regions include Antarctica and Arctic. These are very cold and they remain covered with snow almost all the year round. And animals found in polar regions are polar bear, reindeer, walrus, seal, Arctic fox. Both polar region and high mountains are among the coldest and most harsh habitats. And some of the animals found in high mountains are yak and goats. Now let's learn about next type of habitat, which is ocean. Almost 70% of the Earth's surface is covered with ocean. And therefore, we can say ocean is the world's largest habitat. Ocean water is salty and is also known as marine habitat. 5 main oceans: Atlantic Ocean, Pacific Ocean, Indian Ocean, Arctic Ocean, and Southern Ocean join together to form world's largest habitat on Earth. Now students, let's see where these 5 oceans are located on our Earth. Here we have Pacific Ocean. Then here lies Atlantic Ocean. Then below India we have Indian Ocean, and on the top we have Arctic Ocean. And here we have Southern Ocean. So these 5 oceans together form the largest habitat on Earth. A variety of animals like crabs, jellyfish, starfish, sharks, turtles and whales are found in ocean. Next type of habitat is freshwater. Let's see sources of fresh water. River. This is a river. Next source is ponds. Then we have lakes. Lakes are also sources of fresh water. Fresh water is a habitat to many animals like fish and shrimp. But these animals can live in water only. There are other animals like salamander, alligator, frog, crocodile, which also live in fresh water, but they can live in water as well as on land. Students, do you know what such animals are called as? Do tell me in the comments box. Now our last type of habitat is grassland. So what are grasslands? Grasslands are very flat and open lands which are covered with tall grasses. They receive more rainfall than a desert, but not enough for a forest to grow. Grasslands serve as a natural habitat for animals like deer, elephant, giraffe, rhinos, zebra, lion, and hyenas. Now let's move to our next topic, which is adaptation. So first let's understand what is adaptation. Plants and animals found in every habitat develop special features which help them to survive in those conditions. So these special features are called adaptations. Students, in this chapter, we will study only about adaptation of animals. See some examples of adaptation. A fish. A fish has special organs called gills, which help it to breathe in water. Wings are another highly visible adaptation in birds, which help them to fly. Different types of animals show different types of adaptations. Adaptations may be in their body covering, breathing organ, way of movement, or way of their eating habit. Let's learn these types of adaptations one by one. First, let's understand adaptation in their body covering. Animal body covering helps them to survive in particular habitat. So, depending on their habitat, animals have special body coverings. Let's see some examples. Fishes are covered with layer of overlapping scales on their body for protection. As you can see here, these are layer of overlapping scales on the fish. Let's see more examples. The body of reptiles like snakes, crocodiles and lizards are also covered with scales to protect as well as to prevent loss of water. And students, do you know shark teeth are actually modified scales, and that is why they can grow them forever. Next, animals such as snails, turtles, tortoise, they are protected by shell. Whenever these animals sense danger, they go back in their shell. So, this is another adaptation in the form of body covering. Now let's see adaptation in camels to survive in their habitat, that is deserts. Camels can store fat in hump, not water, and fat provide them energy. Like here, this is hump of the camel. Here it stores fat and not water, and this fat provides them with energy. Camels also have nostrils that can open and close. The nostrils are closed when strong winds blow so that sand does not get up their nose. Then camel also have wide spreading toes which keep camels from sinking into sand, and their thick sole protects them from the hot sand while walking. Look here. These are the wide spreading toes of the camels. Then see, camels have long eyelashes to keep sand out of their eyes. They also have thick eyebrows which shield their eyes from the desert sun. So, students, these body coverings of camels make them well adapted to live in deserts. Next, sheep and bear have special body coverings to protect them from cold. Like sheep body is covered with wool, as you can see here in this picture. Whereas bear's body is covered with fur. Look here, you can see that the body of bear is covered with fur, which helps and protect him from cold. Next, let's learn about body coverings of birds. Birds have feather as their body covering. They help them to fly and protect themselves from cold and rain. Students, this is porcupine. Do you know, body of porcupine is covered with sharp spines for protection. These sharp spines can wound its enemy to death. Body coverings of some animals like chameleon, frog, zebra, some butterflies can match their surroundings. This mechanism is called camouflage. Students, camouflage helps in protection of these animals because it makes animal hard to spot as they get mixed with their surroundings. And do you know, chameleon is even more advanced in this adaptation because it can even change its body color according to its surroundings. So this was all about adaptation in body covering. Now let's learn adaptation in breathing organs. Different types of animals have different organs for breathing. Like chicken has lungs to breathe. Fish has gills for breathing, whereas caterpillar has spiracles to breathe. So, animals have different organs for breathing. Whereas humans, sheep and dogs breathe through their nose. Air from their nose is passed on to their lungs. Students, as I just told you, fishes have special organ called gills to breathe in water. Look at this picture. Here, water goes in and from here, water comes out through gills. And from this water, oxygen is absorbed to breathe. So that's how fishes adapt to live in water. Frogs when underwater and earthworms breathe through their skin. Yes, you heard it right, students. Frogs when underwater and earthworms, both of them breathe through their skin. But frogs when are on land, they breathe through their lungs. Lastly, let's learn about breathing organs of insects. Insects like grasshopper and cockroaches breathe through series of tiny holes which are present along the side of their body. These holes are called spiracles. Like here, these are the spiracles. These are present along the side of body of these insects. So students, this was all about adaptation in breathing organs. Now let's learn about adaptation in organs for movement. Students, why animals need movement? Why do they need to move? Animals need to move to different places to search for food, water and shelter. They also need to move to escape from their enemies. Different animals have different organs for movement. Let's learn about them. Animals such as cats, dogs, horses, tigers, they move with the help of four limbs. The two front limbs are called forelimbs and back limbs are called hind limbs. For example, look here. These are the front limbs. So these are called as forelimbs and these two are back limbs and they are called as hind limbs. Similarly, human beings, they walk upright with their two legs or legs are called as lower limbs. And the upper limbs of human beings are called as arms. In human beings, skeletal system is made up of bones. And muscular system helps in all kinds of movement in human beings. Students, in birds and bats, there are few adaptations which help them in their movement. For example, in birds and bats, wings are the modification of upper limbs which help them to fly. Also, birds have hollow bones which make them light so that they can fly easily. So these are the few adaptations in birds which help them in their movement. Snakes do not have limbs. So students, do you know how do they move? They move with the help of scales present on their body. Next, let's learn about adaptation in frogs for movement. Frogs can hop and jump to a great distance using their strong and long hind limbs. These are the two strong and long hind limbs of frog. Also, frogs have webbed feet which they use for swimming. Students, can you tell me which other animals have webbed feet? Do let me know in the comment section. Next, fishes, whales, dolphins. They have special structure called fins on their body, which help them to swim in water. These are the fins. You can see fins on this fish here.
Lastly, penguins and seals have fin-like structures, which are known as flippers. These are the flippers in penguins. Now, look here. These are the flippers in seal. So students, this was all about adaptation in organs for movement. Now let's learn about adaptation in eating habits of animals. Depending on the food animals eat, they can be classified in three categories. First category is herbivorous animals. Second, carnivorous animals. And last category is omnivorous animals. Let's understand each of them one by one. Animals which eat only plants and plants products. Such animals are called as herbivorous animals. For example, cow, deer, giraffe, buffalo, zebra, elephant. All of them are herbivorous animals because they eat only plants and plants products. Now, second type of animals on the basis of their eating habits are known as carnivorous animals. Animals which eat only flesh and other animals are called as carnivorous animals. For example, lion, tiger, wolves, cheetah, leopard, hyena, even eagles. They eat only flesh and other animals and thus they are carnivorous animals. Third type of animals are omnivorous animals. Omnivorous animals eat both plants as well as flesh of other animals. Let's see few examples. Human beings, monkeys, bears, birds, fox, dogs. All of them eat both plants as well as flesh of other animals and thus they are omnivorous animals. Students, we also have a separate video on complete chapter of solids, liquids and gases for class 5. You will find the link to this video here on the top and below in the description box. In the end, students, I am giving you a worksheet for your practice. This worksheet contains questions from all the sections of the chapter which we have just learned. So I will suggest you to watch the video carefully before attempting this worksheet. Do watch my other videos and share my channel and my videos with your friends and family. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.